What's going on, everyone? It's been a minute since I did a little live stream on here, hasn't it? So figured I'd jump in. We have a reward opening in about 30 minutes time. I know a few of you will probably be joining me in opening some Sorare rewards this week. I haven't got anything too exciting to report. I've had a pretty decent run of late in terms of rewards, but this week I've got mostly cash rewards. Managed to get those thresholds in, but I do have a tier 3 and a tier 5 to open, so nothing too spectacular, but as always with those tier 3s and below, sometimes you get lucky, so they can be fun to open. What's happening, Ian Sorare? Welcome back, mate. Good to have you on board. Yeah, just testing out a few bits here. As you can see, I've got this fantastic design going on with the stream, which I set up a while back. Been meaning to do more streams like this for a little while, but I just haven't got round to doing them. I'm just going to turn my music down a little bit in my studio because I can hear it. Tunes are banging out still. That's better. Should be background music. So yeah, what's going on, SR Dime Bar? Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the graphics. I can still add some details to them, but for now they do the job, right? And yeah, good to have you on board. Big up everyone who's just joining now, just easing in. I said I'd go live at past, so I'm a little bit early, but yeah, I thought we would sort of start the stream off by just having a little look at how these teams did. So here's how the tier 5 obviously was expecting a little bit better from this team, to be honest. Paqueta against Sheffield United definitely shouldn't have been in that sort of region. I was hoping for a 60 plus from him. My forward options for the weekend were a little bit dampened by the news of Mbappe likely to be left out. He obviously wasn't in the end, so that was really annoying, but he didn't end up scoring it anyway, so there wasn't a great deal of action from any of my forwards really this weekend. And that is pretty much why I haven't got in amongst the good rewards. But everyone else did their job on that team, and that did manage to finish for a tier 5. So not expecting too much from that. Nice to stay in the rewards though. I think that's the beauty of playing rare versus like rare pro. If you're sticking around in those rare pools, you can kind of scrape your way into the rewards. And then Challenger Europe. This team here, again, the forward letting us down, as I mentioned earlier. Szymanski coming in clutch, as per usual. He's been a little bit of an awkward pick at this stage in the season because he's seemingly rotated out in the midweeks for Fenerbahce at the moment during their European campaign. So he's really good for the game weeks on the weekend and a little bit more of a risk in the midweek. So this week, in the game week that's live currently, I haven't actually got him in any of my teams for that reason, that I'm not expecting him to start. But you know what that means, he's probably going to start and bang another 100. But again, like I said, forwards just not really coming home for me. As you can see here, Cherky similarly, cap 270 and a complete DMP here from Florentin, who was back on the bench this weekend, which is good to see, that I'll be able to get some use out of him hopefully in the coming weeks. He's a key player for Orenburg, who got a really good result against Zenit, but he did stay on the bench. Cherky, I mean, let's see if Leon can turn around an awful start to the season, but he's been blowing cold since the start of this season, so we really need some improvement there. Similarly, my All-Star Super Rare, which was probably the team I was most excited about this weekend. Pretty good scores all around. Veerman a little bit underscoring there. Expected more from him against Volendam. And Raphael, who had a 50% chance of a clean sheet, didn't keep it. So that cost me in the end, I think. Raphael not keeping that clean sheet. And Veerman not banging a decisive, as we all know he's more than capable of. I think a decisive from Veerman and a clean sheet would have put me really nicely in amongst the rewards, but wasn't to be. It wasn't to be. But I did manage to scrape the cap 240 super rare threshold and the limited one. And I was really unfortunate not to get it in rare as well. I needed a goal from Jørgen Larsson last night, and it popped up that he scored. So there was a moment where I was in the money there, but then it got changed. I think that he was wrongfully credited with the goal, so that got taken away from him, and it meant that my money got taken away with it as well, sadly. But yeah, as you can see here, he didn't manage to bang a goal. In terms of my forwards, there you go. Look, Barini, I think he was one of the few forwards that did score for me this weekend. I think Kalimuendo came in off the bench and managed to score. But yeah, other than that, a few DMPs here in that Champion Asia team that could have done quite nicely otherwise. And yeah, that was pretty much the tail of the tape as far as the weekend's concerned. We put it behind us, and we'll be looking for a bit more end product in the midweek. So yeah, I just wanted to jump on, test out the stream setup, open the rewards, and do a little bit of scouting. At the moment, Salzburg are playing Sociedad. There are probably a few people who have players in their team. So I've got Gorna Duaf and Pavlovic, who started pretty poorly. I think in general, sounds like Sociedad are on top here. And, you know, I kind of expected that. I picked the defensive players from Salzburg in hope that they'll have a busy game. But they're already 2-0 down, so they're obviously struggling a little bit here. Sociedad are definitely a pretty exciting team. I don't know if anyone has seen much from this season, but Kubo on fire. They've got a lot of good young players. Baronetchea, Breis Mendes, obviously. Kubo, who everyone is probably aware of. Zubimendi, obviously, great ball player in the middle of the park. So I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we see more goals from them in the second half, judging by the way that if you look at that, 11 shots to 2, pass accuracy much higher as well, loads more touches, winning the duels. So yeah, I think the best I can hope for here is for Gorna Duaf to just continue, hopefully winning more duels. Fingers crossed for a little double-double. Maybe a cheeky triple-double would not go amiss. But yeah, got a few fixtures on today. Not many of my players have been played. This dude, I've massively overshot on him pre-season when I saw the move. Thought he was going to be a big player for Villarreal B. And yeah, he's only come off the bench once. So the only reason he is in play is in my Super Air Cap mode, because he gives me a nice 0 and allows me to just flex the rest of the players and hope that they all bang. So yeah, I'm not super confident about where this midweek is going to go for me, but yeah, stranger things have happened. We might actually end up with a reward or two at the end of the midweek. Ian Sorare, yeah, Sociedad have been class. Battered into last game. I watched them against Real Madrid a couple of weeks ago, and they were massively in control of that game in the first half. And then Real Madrid did what Real Madrid do, and managed to pull it out of the bag right near the end. But it was a good game. I was really impressed with them. Be keeping an eye on them for the rest of the season, I think. Shout out Quinny, because he won a Kubo, didn't he? Last week, I think, or the week before that. It's good to see him getting a little bit of purchase on his reward already there. But yeah, I am going to have a little look at some of the market and see where the market's going at the moment. Have a quick look at who's in the auctions. What uniques have we got coming up? I like to keep an eye on the uniques. I'm very rarely in the market for them. I think it's just interesting to see if something comes up that I think I might be able to kind of get in under the radar. But the way these unique auctions tend to work now, they'll only really list a player when they're in form, and then obviously a lot of people are after said player. But yeah, I haven't been tempted enough. I definitely need a forward and a goalkeeper if I'm to do anything with the uniques I've got. But I think I need to wait and see if Lee Han Bom's going to come back and start playing for Midtjylland. He's away with the Korean, I suppose like the U23 team in the Asian Games at the moment. They're through to the semi-finals. and they play against, I think, Kyrgyzstan tomorrow in the semi. So he's maybe got a game or two left before he does fly back to his new club, and then we'll have to wait and see if he gets in. But fingers crossed he does. Definitely missing that utility out of my uniques and super rare division at the moment, and would welcome a few starts from him with open arms. Let's have a look at the super rares. I tend to go favourites and see if there's anyone. Gula, Diego Romero. Let's have a look if he's 1.2. It might be worth a pick up there. I don't know. My gallery though is full of U23 goalkeepers who don't play. Just in the hope that they turn things round. Yeah, do I need that one? Probably not. But if you play U23 like I do, you'll know. You know, sometimes you just got to have them in the bank, ready. Let's have a little look at my recent wins. Obviously won that Mbappe. Is that really 6 months ago now? Wow. Grimaldo was a recent win. Nusa won last week. Obviously you're going to be keeping an eye on whether or not he can come back from injury. But I've had some alright decent card wins, as you can see. Semenyo, not much use to me. My gallery, unfortunately. Kayembo, I always list him. I always think I'm going to get rid of him at this sort of price. 24 quid. He's got a fixture this week, so I thought I might have sold him, but he doesn't seem to be tickling anyone's fancy at the minute. So this one's an interesting one, right? I actually won this guy playing Sorare Mega. I finished first in the Mega 3. Now, if anyone doesn't know what Sorare Mega is, it's basically a free side game. It's a third party, so you have to go to soraremega.com and you can line up. I think there's a 3-man team, 5-man, 8-man, and 11-man team, and it doesn't matter what scarcity they're in, they can all go in together. So the way I've won, I think I've won the 3-man team one twice now. The last win was a long time ago, and I completely forgot about it. It was something that I haven't been entering all the time anyway, and I just thought I'd go in and do it that week. And yeah, Hoodwink actually messaged me on Discord and said, "Oh, you've won Sorare Mega, congrats." And this was the card I won. So I've done a little bit digging into who this guy is, but not only did I win this card, it's actually his jersey mint as well. So I've got a nice little bonus score for the collection. We've got his owned is his jersey mint. It's a new card, so he's already got like that 60. I don't know what you call that. Lightning bolts. 60 points on the collection score. So yeah, it put him on 6% straight away. And apparently he's a bit of a wonder kid. He is tipped to do big things. They're calling him the next Lewandowski. And yeah, he hasn't really been showing it in recent games, as you can see, but he has got a couple of nice fixtures coming up. And Sturm Graz are a pretty strong side in the Austrian Bundesliga, so fingers crossed he brings home the bacon for me at some point soon. But yeah, that was a nice little win recently. And I don't even know what kind of tier this guy would be in, but I think if you look at his recent sort of prices, they're a little bit all over the place, and I was looking at them to try and figure out what's going on there, and it looks a little bit like one of those classic cases of a bit of like credit card fraud or something going on, where someone's bought it at auction and then sold it almost instantly for less money just to, I guess, like cash it out into ETH or something. I don't really know how that works, but I've seen other people sort of posted threads on it, and I know it's something that Sorare are cracking down on. The referral scheme abuse, all that kind of stuff is something they're trying to get on top of at the minute, isn't it? And don't know if anyone else saw the announcement about how we're going to earn like credits instead of rewards. So if someone uses your referral link, which if you're watching this and don't know what I'm talking about, press exclamation Sorare in the chat, and you'll get a link for my referral, which used to get you a free card when you buy 5. I think for the time being, it will still do that. But then beyond that, it will start to give you credits up to 20 quid's worth, or like half of the card you're trying to buy, up to a maximum of £20. So a bit confusing and hard to explain to anyone who doesn't understand how this game works. Full stop. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see that. I've never been one to get that many referral rewards through anyway, so I don't think it'll affect people like me so much. It's more like the bigger accounts, the YouTubers, those guys that get loads of play on their referral links. I reckon they're the ones that are going to feel this. I'll be interested to see how they react to the news. Yeah, definitely be something that Quinny and I will probably be talking about on the podcast this week. If you're a listener of that, we'll get into it, I'm sure. Ian Sorare saying Sturm haven't hit top gear this season yet. Oh, you got Prass. I like Prass. He's a good player. Expect him to get better though. He looks decent so far. Yeah, I've only had eyes on a few of his highlight reels, as you do. Classic one, right? When you win them on Sorare, you have a little look at their highlights on YouTube, and his don't look too bad. It'd be interesting to see if, it looks like he's pretty much nailed that place down, but like you said, they're not really getting out of that first gear just yet, are they? They got a fixture in the Europa League or the Conference, whichever one it is that they're in, I know this week. A pretty favourable fixture as far as Sorare data was concerned. So yeah, he's in some of my lineups this week, or one of them at least. But yeah, I think this was definitely the best card I've won in recent times. Grimaldo goes nicely in my gallery. I've got Wirtz, I've got Frimpong, I've got Kosunu. So I have like a kind of all-star rare pro stack, if you like, because 2 of my super rares. So on the subject of team building, I was going to do a little bit of team building for the upcoming game week. And this one is exciting me because, as you can see, it's been given a Sorare data rating of 89, which I think is one of the highest I've seen since they introduced this new feature that kind of rates your lineup, I guess, against all the other potential lineups in that tournament at any given time, I guess, based on their fixtures, their recent output, form, their likelihood of scoring more than 3 goals, etc, etc, etc. So when I'm building my teams, the first place I usually come to is All-Star Rare Pro, and then I just get it to generate a team, and that gives me an indicator on where the weight of the picks actually is. So if I delete this and get it to suggest one, actually let's do a fresh draft, and we'll call it generated, just so we can see without any of the others. I've only picked like 1 or 2 anyway, but if we go into Rare Pro and get it to suggest the lineup, you see it's selected the same. So this is obviously the strongest potential lineup that I can have probably across every. 89 is massively overpowered. Maybe I could beat that if I take it into maybe a cap 270. I don't think I've seen there another 89 potential, and it only uses 1 of the same cards. So if I took Grimaldo out of that, there's a 79 with a completely different set of players. But yeah, looking at that All-Star Rare Pro, what I will do is I would normally come in here, get it to suggest, and as you can see there, I've got 3 Champ Euro rare cards, a America Super Rare, and a Challenger Super Rare. So if there is any weighting, it is towards the Champ. So let's see if I go into Champ Euro, what kind of power rating I can get generating a team there. Champ Euro Rare. 87. And at the moment, because I play super rare divisions, I'm finding that I'm better off putting really strong lineups into rare than going into those rare pro divisions. I don't know about anyone else. But, yeah, an 87 rating there. If I go into super rare all-star, let's see what this one, 75. A real mix of stuff there. 3 challenger cards there with good fixtures. Although I don't rate this fixture quite as highly as Sorare Data is currently rating it. So I'm going to have a little look at that goalkeeper. I think a better one, go to like clean sheet possibility. Chris Brady, 33% against Charlotte. I mean, I think this one is actually better. Raphael, I think they're probably scoring this down because of this orange knee injury status, which has actually been hanging over him for months on Sorare Data. I don't know where their data is coming from, but he has not been injured for months. He's missed a few games out of rotation because they had a massive cup final recently, which is out of the way now. And I think that this is actually a stronger option than what is being suggested to me. Let's have a look who we got here. Ferreira, Chukovin. I mean, Chukovin's got a great fixture there. Look, 62% win chance against Fakal or Farkal, however you pronounce them. Dino and Moscow have not been too badly performing of late either. They've had a couple of tough fixtures. They haven't really come out the last couple of games, but they're a different beast at home, and they are playing against a pretty weak side in Farkal. So he would probably potentially be a better pick, but I also think that the Quakes are pretty poor, and I would expect Ferreira to score in that game. And I definitely expect Dallas to win as well. So yeah, difficult one. Not too many hot options. A lot of injuries, a lot of bench players available to me. So I think, yeah, I mean, I think given what I've got available to me, I've got maybe 2 or 3 useful forward cards this week. Ferreira, Chukovin, and hopefully Cherky. If Leon want to actually turn up for the first time this season, then yeah, you'd expect Cherky to be of some use. So yeah, I think I'll be intrigued to see how they get on. But there's a potential strong lineup there, or I can take a couple of those into U23 Rare Pro. Let's see what it generates for me. 76. I would argue we can go stronger here. That's obviously the main pick. Defensive options. Let's have a look. I think if Kosunu doesn't play on Thursday, which I don't expect him to, he would probably be my pick here. And then I would probably take Gorna Duaf out. And we could go... Actually, maybe we go... Let's have a look at these pick scores. Kim Ju-sung. I don't know if anyone else has seen the special weekly, the K-League one, but I'm quite tempted to throw a lineup into that and see if I can win myself a shirt. I'm not sure how many people will be entering that, but I think I'll kind of make my decision closer to the time. Julian Araujo's been on good form of late. Him getting injured in that last game, I'll need to see the likelihood of him coming back. I think maybe Frimpong might even be the play here. I know that doesn't look great, but he definitely has a decisive in him, and they're playing against Cologne. It might be that, rather than Kosunu there, who might be a bit quieter. And then obviously we got Wirtz. We could even go heavy on... Who have we got here? Forward-wise, got a rare Turkey or a super. No one in red-hot form of late, as you can see from the scores, the colours. Perot is almost certainly the best option. I mean, again, I think if Sesko doesn't play against Man City, he might start in a game like that, and you'd expect him to score. He's actually been really good off the bench this season. Interesting one, that. How's everyone doing out there anyway? How's your game week going so far? Any early signals that you might be in amongst the rewards? Have you got any of those early picks? Perhaps you got a Sociedad player or two. Or if you're watching and you're like, what the hell am I watching? What is going on here? Then, yeah, hit me up. Let me know if you've got any questions about what this game is and how it works. Or what I'm using. This is Sorare Data, which is a third-party website that allows you to kind of really trawl through the data that you can't see quite as easily using Sorare. It does have the data on there, but it doesn't kind of put it all in one big page for you when you're selecting your lineups. This is why I pay the subscription fee, because this is so helpful. But yeah, I think going back to that original point, I think that my best move this week might actually be to go heavy into that Rare Pro, pretty much with that lineup that was suggested. I think that is probably about as strong as it gets. 89, I'm going to save that one, and then I think that my next port of call might possibly be U23 Super. Let's go here and maybe tweak Chris Brady, Gorner, Matt O'Reilly. I think these ones are all good, kind of like all-around scorers. So like they're going to give you a solid score, which I think in U23 Super Rare is what you're after. You don't necessarily need like the big, massive banging scores, but Matt O'Reilly's always capable of scoring 100. I mean, against Motherwell on the weekend, if I remember rightly, that was who they're playing, Motherwell. He was sat on around 70 points without a decisive, and then he managed to nick the winner with like one of the last touches of the game, which put him about 99.7, I think his final score was. And yeah, I mean, a 79% win chance. He's always in amongst the goals. He's on set pieces. Yeah, perfect player to captain. I think this is a strong lineup. I think 71 in a regional or a U23 Super Rare competition is strong. And I think, like I said, if Kosunu doesn't play in the week, he's likely to start the weekend, puts up a decent all-around. You know, you can expect like a 60 from him pretty easily. So this I like. What does that, if I save that, what does that leave me for? Cap to 40 Super, which is always nice to win. 1 minute until reward opening. I mean, that's a pretty solid 240 lineup as well, isn't it? That's good. This is a card I like to see in cap mode because I'm really not likely to play Champ, Euro, All-Star. Champ Euro Rare Pro, because I just think it's too hard to win unless you've got the Bayerns, the big stacks. They tend to be the ones that clean up in that division. So it's always nice to see cards like that in here. 38. Let me see what my options are around that sort of price point. See if there's any other potential there. 38. I mean, I could go if I thought Nat Phillips was going to start. He is a very good option there on 30. If he's going to start that game, I would definitely go with him ahead of Go Jae-hyun, because Go can be he's like a 80 scorer or a 20 scorer, whereas Phillips should keep a clean sheet, should get a lot of touches, probably won't have too many duels. You'd expect to maybe like a 45-50 out of him, which in cap mode is kind of all you need really, a 50 at the moment with the bonuses. Torgan Hazard is not a bad shout. I wouldn't want to put him in a challenger lineup with the goalkeeper he's playing against. So at home, he's been putting up scores above 31, which is what you want to see. I think if he starts, he's more than capable. Al Hassan Yusuf has been disappointing in the last half a season. Been expecting a bit more from him. But anyway, let's chit chat. Let's see what my rewards are. Have we got them yet? 5 rewards, gang. 5 rewards. Snake Hips trying to work out the M&S rotation. Yeah, it's getting to that stage of the season, man. Definitely. I feel you on that. Some teams have just literally got a couple of games left. Some are trying to figure out who they need to keep fit for the playoffs, etc. Okay, so coins. Let's get straight into the coins. 5,830 coins, nice. Cap 240 limited, that's going to be $5 worth of Ethereum. I still like to get my rewards in Ethereum. Stacking the ETH. That is always nice to get the Cap 240 super rare. Alright, tier 5 rare all-star. This could be horrendous. Let's hope for a useful card. Belgian defender, Westerlo, Pedrakitsi. I don't know a lot about this guy. Let's have a little look at him. Oh. Have I spelled that correct? Pedrakitsi. Am I spelling that right? Perdicisi. Shows you how much I know about this guy. I have never heard of him. I don't watch much of Westerlo, to be fair. Let's have a look at his scores. He's worth £6, so he's not that useful. Yeah. It looks like he's been out injured. Maybe he's coming back from injury. But you know what? Putting up a score of 60 when you're a centre-back starter in a game you lose is not awful, is it? I think he might be one of those cards that could be quite useful for cap mode. If you play cap mode at £6, you can't expect a lot, can you? From a tier 5. So that's not awful. He's not much use to me. He might go on the market. £6. Right, tier 3 Challenger Europe Rare. These sometimes can be quite good. Let's see what we got. He's Dutch, forward. Another player I'm not that familiar with, but another 21-year-old, so U23 utility. What he plays for Warwick. Let's check out Cleonese. Let's check him out. £52. So he's not too bad at all, scores wise. he is not doing a lot, sadly. Yeah, I mean, there definitely would have been better tier 3s out there. Some of those tier 3s can be decent, but yeah, I'm not massively excited about that. I wonder if he is on loan. Let's check him out. On Transfermarkt. New arrival. Yeah, look, you're going to get all the ads now. No. Should be blocking all of these ads. But it's not. So he was at 20. Free transfer. Genoa. So he's got some pedigree. God, these adverts, man. Yeah, not anything particularly exciting. But like I said, I didn't expect much from a tier 3 and a tier 5 win. Probably more than likely going to be listing those up when they show up, when they're listable. Maybe not the £6. He's probably... what's the point of selling a card for £6? I might as well hold on to that. Might come in handy in a game week somewhere. Once he starts playing again, I think his scores are alright. But Danilo Cleonice, I think, is likely to be a listable card for me. So his last auction at £52. I think if I list him for about £50, hopefully, if someone wants him, he'll get sold. Can I list him now? I can. Let's list him for 50 quid. Oh, I won't do that on stream. I don't trust putting passwords. I'm sure it's probably fine, but yeah, I'll be trying to list him for £50 once I get off the stream. Easy McGettigan. Yeah, so clearly that is, it's not bad, is it? You think about it in terms of like a bit of ETH grinding. If I can get £50 for that card, plus the money that I've made from thresholds, it's not been a bad week. I think any time that you win that 240 super rare threshold is not actually that bad at all, is it? Because $250 worth of Ethereum, that is decent. You'll take that all day long, in my book anyway. So yeah, not the most spectacular rewards. We definitely had some better recently, as you can see. Big up Prometheus Brawl, welcome. So yeah, back to a little bit of lineup building before I log out. Let's have a look and see how Salzburg are doing. Gorna Duoff, 63rd minute. He is still doing okay. Clearances, no tackles yet. 3 interceptions. He needs to win a couple more duels to get himself into that double-double scoring bonus. And yeah, that'd be quite nice. What lineup have I got him in? U23. So my U23 super rare this week is quite a strong one. So that's not a bad little start there. If he can make that double happen and push himself into that sort of 55 to 60 range, I think the big thing for me here is whether or not Van Heck starts for Brighton against Marseille, which people are expecting him to. So yeah, obviously I think the Celtic-Lazio game is a tough fixture for Matt O'Reilly. Brady has a good chance of keeping a clean sheet if Messi's not playing. So yeah, who knows? Stranger things have happened, right? Some of these are throwaways, as you can see. This team's not going to do anything. What else we got here? Okay, so Musiala is going to start. That could bang. Musiala versus Copenhagen. Yeah. Pavlovic. We need his score to start turning around a bit. But it is U23, so hopefully the scores won't be too crazy. Veerman. he is also starting. That's good to see. We could really do with Fabio Gomez coming off the bench to just like help this. Even if he just comes on for a minute or two. 0-0 against Levante, who are a pretty tough opposition for Villarreal's B team. I'm the only player on the platform with a Fabio Gomez super rare as well, so if and when he does come good, he'll be a really useful card. Cap 220 super rare, again, not expecting much from that. All-star rare, well, that's really going to depend on Pavlovic here, isn't it, I think. Little clearance off the line wouldn't go amiss right now. Champ Euro rare, this is my main entry this week. Look at that. Like this projected 29th. Enjoying a bit of Burial in the background now, people. Who knows about Burial? See if we got any crossover on the stream. So yeah, let's get into a bit of lineup builder again and see if we can get a nice little draft. Let's go into that generated draft. So here's where we're at the moment. I think if I have a look at All-Star Rare, let's see what goalkeeper options we got. I think at the moment you really need a clean sheet. If you want to pick up the good rewards, you need your goalkeeper to hit a decisive. So let's have a little look at where my goalkeeper potentials. Raphael, he's away. I think this is probably my next best shout. Kevin Trapp. So it's going to be him. Defensively, clean sheet odds. Bruno Fuchs, 70% win chance. I mean, that's looking a good selection there, isn't it? Pavard, who'll probably start on the weekend if he doesn't start in the midweek. A lot of injuries and bench players, as you can see at the moment. Okay, so I'm thinking Joachim Anderson, Palace at home to Forest. He's on red hot form at the moment. A lot of these hundreds come in with a decisive though. I think it's just a bit of a purple patch for him at the minute. Without a goal, he can hit a 60 odd though. And I think Palace will probably keep a clean sheet against Forest. Although Eberici Eze has been announced that he will be out for 6 weeks, and Palace will really feel the brunt of that. I think their fixtures for those next few weeks are going to be a little bit tougher without him in the team. So I don't know if I'd use him in like the next strongest. I think Fuchs is a better shout actually. Miniero versus Cortiba. Go op score. Silyanov, he's been in good form of late. Robin Proper. I think maybe Fuchs there. What we got here? Pick scores. Yeah. Opposition score. Szymanski. He's probably the next best shout there. Forwards. Forwards is where I get in trouble at the moment. Obviously, I think he probably will start on the weekend because I don't expect him to start in the Champions League. He might prove us wrong though. Sampdoria versus Ascoli. As you can see, not really got too many heavy hitters available. Yusuf Demir. Oh no, they're playing young boys. Tough, innit? It is tough. Let's chuck a couple in here. I think I mean, it's starting to look like there's a potential Champ Euro lineup here, isn't there? There is a potential strong Champ Euro lineup. If we take... Look, if we delete that and we go into Champ, I think Champ Rare might be the next strong lineup. And it might even be that we can put Hosselu in here. Because I think he will likely start. Where's he gone? Where have they put him? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Am I going blind? Where's he gone? No game maybe, if I had that. What? Am I going mad? I'm sure I just saw him. I didn't save that lineup, did I? Oh, look. There you go. Sum it up with the website. We didn't put him in a lineup. Champion Europe Rare. Real Madrid do have a fixture, right? I'm sure I saw that a minute ago. Maybe I didn't. I must have been looking at someone else. Well, I think if we think Cherky's going to bang, there's potentially still a decent lineup there, isn't there? Might be a U23 rare job. I'm pretty sure we can still go better than 74 and Rare Pro there though, of what's available. 72 in Rare Pro. And like I said, I don't fancy that fixture as much as Sorare does. So I would look to switch out Kim Ju-sung. Maybe with Pavlovich. And do we want to go 2 super rare forwards? I'm not sure. I think I need one of those in another lineup. Who we got here then? Chukovin, Cherky, Araujo, Frimpong is probably my guess that would probably be a bit better, but 67 rating doesn't look so hot, but I think if Leverkusen are going to bang, which they have been pretty consistently, is that the best goalkeeper that we've got? Genk versus Ghent. Monaco have been better this season, haven't they? They've been a lot better. Hello Vincere, how are you doing? I'm good, how are you? Yeah, just picking a few teams here, trying to figure out early signal on the lineups. I'm wondering if maybe there is a Champ Euro Rare Pro play here with Trap, and then Frimpong, Wirtz, Forward, we have... Who do we have up front? That's the issue, isn't it? Cherky. And then... What other super has we got in? Furyk. Chris Furyk. Chris Furyk there. Or Cherky in a different forward. Araujo. Love to find out if he's going to play because he's been on good form. Roberto is another one I could do with coming back. Physical discomfort. You'd expect him to potentially be back for the weekend. What have they got him at? They reckon he's out for another 2 weeks. I'll have to keep an eye on that. He's missed. Oh, Carvalho's back in the mix. He might be of use. Deportivo Alaves. Seen loads of injuries. Paul Akoko, he knock might be back. Van Eck might be back in. I just don't. I'm not sure if this is going to be strong enough for Rare Pro in Champ. I think maybe 270 Rare. You still got a look at that. See, we do have a Hosselu there. Why was he not showing up in... I mean, that looks good to me. I said go Jae-hyun. 40 we could get away with there. I think Selianov might even be a better shout here. Odds. $40. Selianov. Oh, they do have a good fixture though. Suwon. As you can see, I'm obviously a Go Jae-hyun fan. I've got 2 rares and a super and a limited of him. He's been a bit disappointing this season, to be honest. For a player who I thought was going to be amazing, I think Daegu in general, though, without Cecilia, are just not quite the beast they could be. TJS 2808. What's going on? Can't remember how to check tiers on Sorare. Okay, so if you're talking about rewards, what you want to do is go into play, go live, and if you look at a leaderboard, and then you go to like show more, and then prize pool, and then you got your sort of tier, whatever it is. If that's what you're talking about, you can see who's in like the current prize pool for tier 1, 2, 3, etc. So this is the current under 23 super rare pool. This is what I'm aiming for this week. This and the Champ Euro Rare. Who we got at the top of that this week? Harry Kane. I mean, I'd love to win a Harry Kane. Jude Bellingham is definitely the one I want to win at the moment. If I could win a Jude, I would be happy. Look at them scores, man. Thing of beauty. So, yeah. I think if that's what you mean. Is that what you mean? Happy taking a goalkeeper from a tier 2, yeah. I'd definitely take a goalkeeper from a tier 2. I think like it's not, because I've got quite a few goalkeepers now, it's not as useful to me. But the beauty of winning a goalkeeper is if you don't need them, selling a playing starting goalkeeper is normally pretty easy. So if they're no good to you, you can at least get the cash in for them. Yeah, definitely not a bad thing to win in a tier 2. Other ways of looking at the tiers, I believe if you go into Gameweek. Is it rewards maybe? Let's have a look. You can see what tier these ones were in, so I always like to do this actually. I don't know how much of the rewards we will be able to see just yet, but if you go like valuation, order it. Be like, right, someone won a Milos Kerkez in All-Star Unique, Cap 240 Unique, Champ Europe Super Rare, one of Vlasic, coming 12th. That's not a bad little win. He's obviously not worth that. I think that's because that's probably his valuation is there based on old sales. Lamine Yamal, Champ Europe Unique, of course, yeah. Unique. All-Star Super Rare, Schlotterbeck. That's a nice win. Cap 270 Super Rare. Cap 270 Super Rare seems to have some good winners usually. Pacheco. That's not the best one I've seen. Yeah. I think it made me wonder, maybe Cap 270 Rare. I think maybe since Silyanov starting these games, what did he play in that game? Right back or left back? Because he played right back in that game. Where did he play this week? Left back. So Nenakov. Let's have a look in the middle one. Left back. So I would expect him to start left back based on the past two fixtures. Left back is likely to score an average of 50. Euro. Let's have a little look at these players that he's up against. I'm gonna go with Silyanov there. 86. That's strong. I fancy another Szymanski masterclass there though. That is a good looking lineup. I think I will actually lock that one in for now. Cap 240, I think Go Jae-hyun is going to be a good option for that. Yeah, he's in there. But I do think that if I'm going to play U23 properly, I need Piroa and Wirtz in my strongest. So I am going to kibosh that one for now. Let's go U23 rare and see what we can come up with in this one. 74. Pavlovic is a more obvious option, I think, here. How are we getting on in that current game? 31 points, that's no good. This confused me, right? I thought Koulibaly was not in their Champions League squad, yet here he is, banging us 73 out. And I didn't use him because in their last Champions League fixture, he wasn't in the squad, and from what I understood, he wasn't going to be in the squad. So this is disappointing. Let's have a look at his. He's won 2 tackles. He's won. So wait, he must have a double-double then. He's got a double-double. He's giving the ball away too much. That is where he's losing his points. Look at that. Possession lost 16 times. fouls. Yeah. He's not having an awful game. He just needs to keep the ball, obviously. But yeah, Pavlovic was hoping for a little bit better than that. We really need him to come off the bench, even if it's just a minute, to be honest. 25 points from him would be fantastic. That's good. Doesn't matter what he's doing. He wasn't in a main lineup. Neither was Hosselu. Oh, Cruz is starting. I'm annoyed because I didn't have him down to start. And he is always good to play if you've got him. Di Lorenzo, he has got a tough time. That is going to be some game, by the way, isn't it? I am going to be logging off soon, and Man United are playing Galatasaray, but if they were not, I would definitely be watching this fixture. Looking forward to watching the highlights. They've got Camavinga at left back, that's why Cruz plays. Got ya. I like that. That's going to be a great game. How's everyone doing out there? Any football? Anyone watching the games tonight? Any fixtures you're looking out for? I'm just trying to work out now if that's a 70, but I reckon a U23 Rare Pro can go higher than a 70. Take the youth. And yeah, maybe we go L5. I think Diouf, Frimpong, Verts, and then Piroa, and then we need another super rare, really. Chukovin or Cherky. I think it's going to be Chukovin. And then I would captain. It's got to be Verts. I'm surprised that's only 70. I think it's because they don't... I don't know why, but they don't fancy Frimpong in this fixture for some reason. But I do. So he's going in there for now. Let's look at a super rare lineup a minute. Now, why are they not using Veerman? Is he not out of fixture this weekend? Oh, we already used him in one. Oh yeah, he's in Rare Pro. Okay. So they've got Cook in goal, who I don't think... I think the strongest lineup's going to have someone that looks a bit more like this. Melo. Boschnevics versus Herenveen all day long. Surely. Berned. Do we have Berned in there, who is a solid all-around scorer, or do we get Furyk in? Let's have a look at opponent scores. Torgan Hazard's going to be great for cap mode, the low score. Berned, Cherky. I mean, that isn't a bad fixture if he's going to start. He start again in the weekend? 45 minutes, he's not getting the minutes you want to see. Maybe we leave Cherky there. Osmar, Mr. Reliable. Probably about right. Let's just lock that in for now. 63 is not particularly exciting. Let's have a look at cap 240. That isn't a good fixture. Let's take him out. We need to take him out because I don't know what's going on there. Kook in goal. Or Illich. There's not much between them really. Although, another thing I could do here is I've got Cobalt. I can pair the two, because then if they do keep a clean sheet, they have a good game. They're going to bounce off each other there. 47 points for forward. Romani. Antiste. Not many options left here, are we? So I think we're just gonna have to go there. I think we have Phillips on like 31 somewhere. Torgan Hazard, 31 midfielder. Nat Phillips on 30. Got potentially overpowered cap 220 here. Let's save that for now. It's a sketch. Berlin, yeah. I'm gonna torture myself by watching Stoke. Of all of the fixtures that are on tonight, Stoke. Can they do it? Can you do it? Can you watch Stoke on a windy Tuesday? Waiting on LFC and Aberdeen on Thursday. Yeah. That should be an interesting fixture. Need Politano to have a great game. Yeah, a little bit gutted. Gorna Duaf has managed to get 53 points on the board as it stands. That's good. It's not bad. Still playing. Let's have a look. Where is he? So he hasn't got a double-double yet. So he hasn't won any tackles. He needs a... Oh, I need him to win another duel. If he can win another duel before the game finishes, then he'll get that double-double. Extra 4 points. And so yeah, it'll push him up another what's a dual one? 1.5 points, something like that. Oh, it's not even that, is it? So yeah, dual one will give him another maybe 5 points altogether because we get the double. Yeah, not a bad performance from him. He's been pretty good for Salzburg this season. Definitely been useful as an SO5 player. Yeah, I'll be keeping a keen eye on this game. PSV versus Sevilla. Cap 240. He's not come in. Still 1-1 now. Come on, get him off the bench. Give him a little run out. Probably unlikely now, isn't it, that 4 subs made. He very rarely gets on. Just chuck him on for a minute. Come on, give me that 25 points. Yeah, they obviously don't fancy him. I know he's only young, but I thought he was better than the minutes he's getting. Yeah, that U23 team is not likely to smash now that Pavlovic has done that. Yeah. Anyway, gang, I think I am going to love you and leave you. I'm going to log out. We'll continue the team building. Thanks for joining me. If you don't follow me already, give me a little follow. And if you don't subscribe already, you can do a free sub. If you already have like Amazon Prime, I think this works it. So yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, which most of us do, right? If you link that to your Twitch account, you can give a free sub to anyone that you watch on Twitch. So it doesn't have to be me, it can be anyone. You just link that up and you get one free Twitch Prime sub a month. And then obviously your favourite creator, whoever that is, will get about £2.50 from Amazon if you do that. So rob from the rich to give to the poor. And yeah, give your favourite Twitch creator your Prime sub for the month. Thanks everyone, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you all. Quinny and I will hopefully be joined by Tony Watt this week. Again, we're trying to figure out if he's about. So M Product Podcast, we'll be getting into that either tomorrow or Thursday, usually about lunchtime, like 11, 12 o'clock in the day. So yeah, hopefully catch a few of you there. If I don't, then we'll probably try and pop up on here again in the not so distant future. It's been a pleasure hanging. Good luck with the game week, and enjoy the football this evening, and fingers crossed your team gets a result. Cheers everyone.